Is that right?
No, he does tire easily. He's got quite a complex heart condition, 3 very rare conditions all in one. So it does make him tired, which is why he requires a wheelchair. He suffers with epilepsy, but again, he just doesn't let that faze him. He just gets on with life and enjoys everything he possibly can, and he's into everything.
So, as you say, a typical 6-year-old,
yes.
Which must be a joy to behold, but also heartbreaking to an extent in that he is limited from doing what most 6-year-olds can do.
He is. He works at around about a 2 to 3 year old at the moment, mentally. So, as with any 2 to 3 year old, he wants to be chasing his friends. He wants to be moving around on his own. He doesn't want me behind him and watching him constantly. It gets him really frustrated.
So you mentioned this wheelchair that he has to have. It's a standard NHS issue wheelchair, as I understand it.
That's what he's got at the moment. But
what's the problem with that, first of all?
Well, lots. The way the wheelchair's actually set up, it's very, very narrow. The wheels are very straight on it, and it's got a really high centre of balance, which means that it's really easy to tip. So the other day, for example, he grabbed hold of his sister's t-shirt, and as she ran away, she pulled the chair. The chair tipped over and landed on her. So her and Dylan were in a pile on the floor, and because the chair's so heavy, my daughter couldn't get out of it, and it ended up squashing her legs. He tips it all the time. It's just, the brakes on it are an absolute nightmare. He's putting them on when I'm crossing the road. He's taking them off when I'm letting go of the chair, so he's rolling away. I'm having to chase him. There's so many issues. The occupational therapist, the wheelchair centre, school, Clare House Hospice, who we go and stay with, have all said that it's not a safe chair for him, and he has to have an adult with him at all times.
I suppose, being the NHS, it's the best they can do. It's a generic product, a one size fits all, but one size doesn't fit all.
No, it doesn't. And if he wasn't as independent as Dylan is, and not as headstrong, maybe it'd be perfect. But because he wants to be everywhere and into everything, he doesn't understand that his chair won't allow him to do that. So he goes for it, and it's dangerous.
Your mum, and you want the best for your son, as every parent does, so you're not just sitting back and saying, okay, well, we're stuck with this, we'll have to make the best of it. You've got a solution to try and make things better for Dylan.
Yeah, well, when we spoke to the wheelchair centre and they told us there was nothing more they could do to the chair to improve it, we went off to one of their recommended wheelchair distributors that work privately, called Da Vinci in Liverpool. And within 20 minutes of sitting down with the guy, he designed the perfect chair for Dylan. It's one that has got a wide base at the bottom, so it's got a good camber on the wheels, which means it's not easily tipped. It's got a low centre of balance, which again gives security to the chair, so it's got more of a hold on where he is. So if he grabs anything, he's not going to go over instantly. It's got a most comfortable cushion, because to be honest with you, the cushion that he's in at the moment is probably not the most comfortable thing to sit on either. It's got childproof brakes, which means he can't take the brakes off, or put them on when I'm crossing the road and there's a car coming, which, as you can imagine, is not...
Yes, you've had a scary moment or two in that regard.
Yeah, quite a few. It's got comfortable handles for me. That would be really nice.
So everything sounds perfect.
It's ideal.
Because it's been designed specifically with Dylan and his needs in mind, but of course it's private, so there's going to be a cost.
Yeah, it is. It has to be privately funded. Now, we've applied to a charity, but they've told us there's a minimum of 6 to 9 month wait. With everybody telling us that it's unsafe, and us knowing that it's unsafe, but with the fact that they've backed that up, and now our care package team are saying that it's dangerous, and they're not happy with their staff working with this chair and things. We need to get this done as soon as possible. The only way we could think of funding it was to go through a crowdfunding page. So we set one up, I think about 16 days ago, on Just Giving. And to be honest, we have had a fantastic response so far. People have been so generous. It's really, really lovely. But we're almost halfway to the total.
Right, so you need £2,500.
Yeah, 2,555 is the total cost of the wheelchair itself. And we've raised 1,170 so far on the Just Giving page.
And how many days left on the crowdfunder appeal?
There's 11 days.
Okay, so that's the purpose of bringing you here tonight, so we could put this appeal out there with 11 days to go, and we'll get the details off you in a second. But it's not just me that heard about the appeal. There's somebody else who actually you met once when you were at our Local Heroes Awards earlier in the year, in the summer. Do you remember meeting Adam Dandy from Dandy's Topsoil? Well, he's read about your story, and actually he's going to come through that door any second now.
Hi.
So, Adam, just join us. This is
Hi, Claire. How are you?
Claire,
Yeah, okay. Give me a hug.
and there's Dad there too.
Hiya. Nice. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hiya.
There's just the one microphone, so if you just sort of huddle in. You heard all about Claire's story, didn't you? Tell us how.
We did. I saw Claire's tweets on Twitter explaining about Dylan and how she needed the chair for him and how the current chair that he's got wasn't adequate and wasn't safe. And last year, my staff and I, unfortunately, we decided to go ahead with the Black Friday and make some offers at Dandy's Topsoil.
That was last year.
Last year. And then that evening we saw all the scenes in the shops where everybody's fighting for the TVs and everything, and I really personally regretted doing it. So this year we decided rather than doing it, we'd donate the profit that we made last year to a good cause or a charity. And Claire, I'd like to give you the money you need to buy Dylan the wheelchair. So I've got a cheque for £1,385 from the team at Dandy's Topsoil. You're very welcome.
Dad, I don't know whether you can say anything at this moment, because I don't think Claire's going to be...
Mate, you don't understand how much this means to us. Thank you. This is
You don't have to thank
Christmas for us. Thank you.
You really don't have to thank me. I've got a 9-year-old son, and you know, if it was my family, I couldn't imagine what you guys are going through. So it's the very least we can do.
Mate, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
We've got his chair.
Dylan has his chair for Christmas.
He's got his chair for Christmas.
Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll stick a song on. We've got some tissues to give out here. Well, we haven't got tissues. The budget didn't stretch that far. I've got toilet rolls. Pass the toilet roll round while we play the Simple Minds. And we'll come back and we'll speak a little bit more to Claire, and also quite a bit more to Adam Dandy about the Share Shop, which is opening shortly in